Hello, welcome to Just Prime. As part of this video, we are going to understand how to use @ autowire keyword in Spring Boot, right? So this @ autowire keyword will be used to create an object automatically inside the Spring Boot for a given component or for a given bean. So that's the main use case. So by using @ autowire keyword, we can able to create object by default without using our own manual steps, like we used to create customer C equal to new customer, right? So that step we are not going to do it. With the help of autowire keyword, we can able to inject our own object into your Spring container. So that's the main advantage of this autowire keyword. So basically we are going to do this step in three ways. You can use directly property or constructor or setter. So these are the three ways you can use this autowire keyword. So we're going to the all these three steps with an example. So let's create simple example, understand this autowire annotation. So like as usual, I'm going to create a simple Spring Boot application with the help of Spring Initializer. So I have opened this URL start Spring IO. You can able to find this URL in the description of the video. So let me create a simple Spring Boot application. Select Java, Maven, latest release version, and let me group name com test. Artifact name I am going to give Spring Boot AutoWire. So this is our artifact name, Spring Boot AutoWire, and let me put it as a package as a same com.test and jar, and let me select the latest version of Java. So we are going to test our application with the help of simple REST controller. So for that I am going to add a Spring Web dependency. Only one is enough. So with the help of this you can able to build the REST services. So that's about the simple Spring Boot service creation. We have seen this thing in many previous videos, so I'm not going to spend much time on this. So let me download this project and go to your favorite location, unzip it. So your Spring Boot AutoWire example is ready, right? So now open your Eclipse and try to import that one. So this is my Eclipse. I am going to import the file which is just got created. Import existing Maven application, paste it, finish it. So now your simple or basic Spring Boot project is ready. So now we are going to see how you are going to use @ autowire keyword. So by using this you can able to create the object automatically into the Spring container in three ways. The first way we will see the property level. So this is the project what we have created. So you can see here the basic Spring Boot application is created over here. So like I said, right, so we need a controller to test your object creation, right? So for that I'm going to create my own controller. My controller. So this is the my controller. I'm going to create it, and we can autowire this one as a @ of REST controller. So your controller is ready. So to call your REST controller, we should have a one simple API. So for that, I'm going to write simple API get name. So this is the simple API which will return the name of your application, whatever you can think, and this you can keep it as a get mapping. So what it will return, it should return a name, but how you are going to get the name? So you will be getting the name from an object by calling an object. So that is the way we can able to get the name. Sorry. So now you have to return the string or name here, right? So how we are going to get the name? Just assume you have a bean class or some different class which can give the name is required. So for that I am going to create my own bean or component class. So that name I am going to give as application. So this is a simple class, and inside that I want to create simple method. So my app name, so this is the name it will return. So basically what it will do, it will return a name, this particular function. Whenever if you call this one, it will return a simple string, and this method is available inside the application class. So if I want to call this one, I have to use this reference, right? So first let me create. So inside your class you can able to import this application class and call this object. Is this public string my app name? So get call my app name. So you are ready. So here so you have to return this one, right? So this is the way you can able to get the sum of the name inside your API. But how you are getting this name, you have to use this object reference. But how you will get the object? Right now this object is just initialized with a simple name, but it's not initialized with any valid value, right? If you call it directly, what will happen? You will be getting a null pointer exception over here. But we don't want to create like this. Generally we used to do like this, right? New application. So but this we don't want to create. That is the main purpose of this example of demo, right? So how we are going to inject this object? So the first step, we are going to use it the property level. We are going to use the autowire keyword. So you can declare the property, whichever property you want to create an object automatically into the Spring container, and annotate that one as a autowire. So before using autowire annotation, so make sure this class should be a component. It's your own class, so you can able to add this annotation. If it is if it is in different jar, if it is not in your control, so that's a different case, so that we have to use it a bean, so that we will see in a different example. But right now this is your own class and it's in your control, so you can mark this as a component, and wherever you want to create object for your class automatically, so then you can use that as autowire. So what it will do, it will create an object for you ready, and it will inject into the Spring container and you can use it directly. So that's the way it will be useful autowire at the property level, right? So now your object is ready with the help of @ of autowire, and you can use this object and you can call the methods whichever is available, whichever you can able to access it. So that's the use case, right? So now your object is ready, your controller is ready, right? Now let me put the name or API simple. I don't want to give name, that's it. Okay, so you can call this one with a name, and this is a get method. So now let me start this application with the default port 8080. So you can see here your Tomcat server is ready, and with the port is 8080, right? So now go to your browser and you can access localhost/name. So you can see the just prime is returning, but here we have not created any object inside your controller. So but still you can able to call the methods which is available inside this object. So who has created these objects? a Spring container got created with the help of this autowire. So this is the way autowire keyword will be useful to create an object and inject into the Spring container, which can be useful for other places wherever it's required. So this is the one way to use the autowire at the rate of property level. The second way is, if you don't want to use this at the property level, can you want to use the constructor level. Say for instance you have a constructor over here. This is your constructor, and you want to initialize your property as per the constructor initialization, then also you can do it. So simple way you can do it here. So this is the way, app equal to app. Yeah. So here what you have to do, the main step here we have to remember is, at the constructor level, whenever you are trying to use the autowire, you have to add here autowire. That's it. So whenever this object is creating, I mean constructor is executing, so container will create an object and it will assign to you, so then you can use it. So this is the second approach at the constructor level. So this is the second approach at the constructor level. You can use the autowire and the object will be created automatically and it will be assigned to the field what you have declared over here, and then you can use it, right? So let me test this one, stop it, and let me start it again back. You can see your server is ready and with the default port is 8080. Now come back here and refresh. So you are getting the response, and the first time you are calling, so dispatch is alert also, it is executing it, right? Next time if you keep calling, it won't execute the dispatch is alert. Also only one time, first time for the given object. So this is the way you can able to use at the rate of autowire at the constructor level, right? So this is the second approach. So let me comment out this one. Okay, the last approach we are going to see is at the setter level, setter getter we are using, right? So let me define the field again for the last approach. So this is the field I have just declared. So I want to make this one, I want to generate a setter for this one. Right, so this is the setter value. So what I'm going to do here, so someone is sending the value object and you can assign to your local field, that should be fine. So who will be sending the value? By default nobody is sending, right? So for that we have to tell the Spring container you can use the autowire. So whenever you see autowire, the Spring container will try to initialize this object, or it will create an object and it will assign to your setter, and you will be getting the corresponding value and you can use it, right? So this is the way you can able to create automatically with the help of setter and getter injection. So this is the last approach, you can use it, right? So let me test this one, stop it and restart your application. So your Tomcat server is ready with 8080 port. Let me refresh your, yes, you can see here you got the response, and you can see here dispatches alert initializer first time. So this is the three ways you can able to use the at the rate of autowire, and it can create the object automatically and it will assign to your application or container that can be useful. So the first one is at property level, and the second one is at constructor level, and the third one is at setter getter. After that, once the object is created, then you can use it wherever it is required. So this is the way you can able to use the auto wire, and make sure the node or condition here it is before making alternative auto wire for your class or bean. So that should be a component you have to declare, otherwise you will not, you'll be getting the different errors. So this is the main point you have to take consideration whenever you are trying to use the auto wire, right? I think that's all about this video. If you like the video, you can subscribe the channel for more subsequent videos, and thanks for your time.